Hi everyone. So today I am going to be doing a little bit of a different video. I kind of looked around on the internet before I got my car and didn't really see many of these kind of videos. So I wanted to kind of put this out here so some more people have some information. People that are renters like us, we have an apartment that have a Tesla and need somewhere to charge. So for my situation, I have a garage, it's a detached garage, and we have electric car garage openers. So what I've done is basically I've taken this heavy duty extension cord. It's a 12 gauge, a little overkill for the situation, but I knew I was going to be using it for the majority of my charging, and I wanted to make sure it was safe. So basically what I've done is the garage door opener was plugged into a single outlet, 110 volt outlet up here on the ceiling. So I put in a 3-way splitter with ground, of course. And then I plugged in, I have a couple other things in my garage plugged in. Sorry, it's kind of a mess in here, but basically put in the splitter with the primary center plug being the extension cord for the charger, and then the garage door opener, and that's kind of wound up and around and then down over here. And what I've done, just to help take a little stress off of this cable adapter here, is put on an L. This is just a little adapter piece I got off of Amazon. Again, I made sure, I'm not sure what the rating is for this. I think it's like 17 amps or something, which the car will only draw 12 on this type of plug. So I have that plugged in here just to take, again, make it look a little nicer and take off a little bit of the stress. I did order a little mounting bracket so it's on here nicely. And then the cord is just wound down, basically just on another little cable organizer, all of this, which I got off of Amazon. So of course it doesn't charge very fast, but for me, it works pretty well. So I switched the camera around here, but basically I have about a 10-mile commute, tops one way. So let's plug it in. I'll show you what speeds I get here. So you hear the contactors clicking. Perfect. And my car's pretty much fully charged, but I think it will charge just a touch here. So if we get in here, you can see it's ramping up now. Oh, actually, it's already ramped up. So I'm getting 115 volts, which is pretty good considering this is just a 110 outlet. So slightly higher. Our grid runs a little hot here, so that's good. I'm getting the full 12 amps, 1 kilowatt. So again, not a lot, but for me, I found that it works pretty well for my charging situation. So you can see I've got about 1%. It's going to take about 25 minutes to get there, which again, to some of you who have access to a level 2 charger, a 220 volts situation, this would obviously looks like nothing, but for me it works pretty well. So to give a little bit of statistics here on what I do, basically I have, like I was saying, about a 10-mile commute one way or so. So it's really not too bad. So usually round trip, if I leave here with 80%, I usually arrive home no less than 60. And by the time it charges overnight, so let's figure if I get home by 7 and I leave by 7, 12 hours of charge time, I would say I roughly get about 2 to 4 miles per hour, depending on how the temperature outside is. It hasn't really been very cold yet, so I haven't experienced that. I'm gonna do an update when it comes to wintertime. We're in the fall right now, end of October, but it usually charges up to 80% somewhere around 3 a.m. So I normally have my full range. Now, there are situations when I'm working on call and I do get called out in the middle of the night, and obviously my charging is interrupted. And in those cases, I might only make it up to 70%, but usually by the next day, I'll be able to recuperate that because I have the full night to charge. So I think it does really well considering, again, it's completely free because it's, I don't know if you can see it through the roof there, but it's plugged into the garage door opener. That's not hooked to our meter at all, so it's completely free. So considering I'm getting it for free, I think it's worth it. And they're saying that charging at the lower current can be better for the battery's health long term. I doubt it's much different between level 2 versus this level 1. But it is kind of nice because it's just trickle charging. I don't really use it to go far. And if I do, there is a supercharger nearby. It's kind of inconvenient. It's about 20 miles. So It is out there, but it's available, and there's a lot of other options around. Like we have some charge point access. I do have this CCS connector adapter, as well as there's a couple of destination chargers at our local shopping centers that I can easily hop over to if I need it. But generally, it works pretty well. And again, you can see here, this is kind of like what I'm getting right about now. So still 114 volts at 12 amps, give me 1 kilowatt. I originally had that drop down because I was concerned that I would overload the circuit with the garage door openers, but I found that that is not a concern. I think they have it on multiple different circuit breakers. I'm not 100% sure, but I have not had a problem with any charging interruptions or anything like that. But I hope this is helpful to those people out there that, like I said, don't necessarily own a home or have an area where they can easily charge their vehicle without a just standard outlet. And I think it's totally doable. I know a lot of people say it's not, but I think it really is, especially for someone like me who doesn't have like an uber long commute or anything like that. It's totally doable. It's super affordable and cheap. The charger comes with the vehicle. Now they don't, but they're easy to, you know, pretty much every Tesla has this cord adapter in it. I did also want to show you guys, oh, the car's locking, kind of what my charging situation is up front. So I always have this little extension cord, just a 14 gauge regular outlet, just in case of a pinch if I'm somewhere where I just need a little bit of charge, and, you know, I can use that to get a little bit more extension on the cord. I do have a couple of adapters. So this is the NEMA 520. So it looks almost identical to the 515. The only difference is it would be the left prong here is horizontal. So they flip that, and that's you can notice outlets that look like that, and it gives you about, I want to say, an extra 1 mile per hour of range. So I think it'll charge at like 16 amps instead of 12, if I'm not correct. Comment down below if I'm wrong on that. But basically, it does give a little extra range. I did purchase this just in case, again, if I'm in a situation like our parking garage does have these available, I can plug in a snap if I need a little extra juice. Here is that adapter that I was talking about. Got this from Tesla directly. It is amazing to have, especially since we don't have a ton of chargers here in Omaha. So this works well to hook up to the ChargePoint network. Of course, this does have the 1450, 220 volt, 50 amp plugs directly into the wall unit there. You can see it has these interchangeable connections, so you can hook up different styles. And then the last one I have is actually from EVSE adapters, but this is a NEMA 1050. So this was the older style, I believe, prior to like 1996. Basically, the difference is, well, obviously the pattern is different. It's still a 50 amp plug, but there's no ground. So that's the big difference. They've updated that for safety. But when I travel home, my dad has a welding outlet I can plug this into. And again, same connector at the bottom. It hooks directly into the Tesla mobile connector, and we're good to go. And it gets, I want to say, 30 miles per hour with this. So it definitely a lot more availability to charge there. But again, I don't have the ability to install an outlet of that like that in my garage here, so I make do with what I have. So anyway, like I said, I hope this is useful. I know I've seen just a handful of videos talking about this, but basically this is how I do it. I think it works really well. I've been using this for about, I want to say 6 months now, no problems. And I'll show off my car a little bit here. I got it tinted recently, so I think it looks real nice with the tint. Here's the back. I did get rear-ended a while ago, so I do have to get that repaired. I have that coming up here in November, but otherwise she's looking good. Really love it. I'll have to do some driving reviews on it. I did switch out for the Gen 2 Aero wheels. I do like this pattern a lot more. And the 18-inch wheels really do make a difference in ride comfort versus the 19. So I totally love that. And I love the look of these new ones versus the old ones. I do have the old ones. I had some issues with these making kind of a clanking sound. There's some videos on YouTube. I tried a few hacks to help it out, and it seemed to have completely stopped. I don't know if it's because it is not necessarily as warm as it was outside or what, but the clanking sound has stopped. So I am very grateful for that, because I was kind of disappointed that the brand new rims straight from Tesla, I ordered these straight from their shop, were making this terrible sound. And I guess it's a widespread problem. So I don't know what they need to address to fix that. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys all like this review. Let me know if I should make more like these. Again, this is my charging setup, and have a nice day.